All right. I kind of like, I think, the instant live stuff.
It's live. Here we are, live and in person. Good morning, everybody.
And how are you today, Talman? Did you have a good workout with the kids?
I did. I had a good kid workout. I have two kids that have stubbed their toes. One
On
of
what?
them, well, they are running barefoot, to be fair.
Oh, well, Jesus, you didn't tell me you were torturing your kids.
Well, interestingly, I actually didn't even ask any of the kids to run barefoot. I was expecting them all to run in shoes. However, both of my kids, it's the end of the summer, and both of them just outgrew their what would be their running sneakers. So I actually need to get them both new running shoes, and so they were running barefoot, and they were just into it. So I was like, great, because I'm running barefoot anyway. And then three other kids have joined, and one of them stubbed his toe pretty good today while he was running. The other one stubbed his toe on a root while he was pushing his little sister on a swing and completely destroyed his toe. But he went running anyway today.
Oh.
So these kids are awesome.
What's up, Dude Meister, Dudette, Jean Roberts? What's going on, girlfriend?
Good morning, Jean.
Sorry. I just, we want to make sure we give Jean her love because she does not like being ignored.
That's right. So let's talk a little bit about what it really takes to be successful. Joshua and I were thinking about today's live stream, and we were kind of thinking around the same lines in terms of our topic here. And you have this idea of the linear learning lie. Tell us a little bit about that, Joshua.
Well, I kind of came up with it because of my own experiences of being trapped by it, right? And here's what the linear learning lie means to me, and what it sounds like when it's got you by the short hairs, so to speak. I first have to learn everything about everything before I can then go out and do. So it's like I've got to learn it because I don't know anything, and I've got to make all this stuff make sense to me. And then at some point I'm going to have the epiphany that and where all of a sudden I now get it and I'm clear as a bell, and now I have permission to go forth and multiply in the world. And the trap that I know I got stuck in for many years before I dared to just get in the game and give myself permission to fail before getting going was, there's not recognizing that there's a big difference between knowing it perfectly, even if you could learn it perfectly and know it with absolutely perfect recall. The possibilities of being able to successfully put it into play in the real world, zero.
Right.
There's just no way.
Not the first time out. Not new, unless you get unbelievably lucky or you have a business partner that's been down the road 10 times.
There's always this gap between knowing something intellectually, learning it, and being able to put it into action in the real world and get the same successful results. It's never a straight line. It's always a zigzag, tic-tac, back and forth. That's where the learning curve comes from, right? So the reason why I call it the great linear learning lie, and why I believe it's a lie, is that it's a farce to think that you can learn everything and then go do everything perfectly. And there's always going to be a learning curve, even if you could learn it all intellectually first. And then you need to recognize that the learn and do it simultaneously of putting it into action so that you experience the results and you tic-tac back and forth about actually doing it rather than just keeping it all up here.
That's where all the fine-tuning happens, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure. So, and that is where the learning really happens, frankly. So if you're wasting time not learning and doing simultaneously, learning by doing, then you're making it twice as hard for yourself, because when you go, you're thinking like this should be easier. And I'm not saying don't prep. I'm not saying don't learn. I'm not saying don't get clear on your process and your strategy. But at a certain point, you've got to learn and do simultaneously because you're going to be doing it anyway. So
That's
the
right.
quicker you get to that point, the better. That's all.
So what's becoming clearer to me is that some people chase opportunities and some people chase skills. Okay. And in both cases, if you're an entrepreneur, you're still building a business. You're still chasing the money. Okay. If you're an entrepreneur, the game we're in, like at the end of the day, as an entrepreneur, we measure our success in cash. That's how entrepreneurs measure their success. Now, that's not necessarily how anybody else is going. I mean, our society generally puts a lot of weight on how much money you make, right? A lot of weight. So there is societal pressure. But as entrepreneurs, the game we're playing, like if we're playing Monopoly, you're also playing for money, right? Like that's the game. But when you're playing if you're playing a game of cards, or if you're playing croquet, you know what I'm saying? You're playing for points. You're not playing for money. It's a different game. And so some people are chasing opportunities. They want the money. We all want the money. Okay. If we're building businesses to some extent, we either want the money for ourselves or we want the money for somebody else. Right.
Right.
For our family, for our legacy, for a nonprofit, whatever. But like if we're chasing money, we're chasing the money for some reason. And money is the measuring stick. But
it's the way that we can actually measure whether we're on course or not, and have the what do they call it? Keep score, so to speak. Although I don't believe that's what drives us, though.
Not necessarily, but it's a factor for a lot of people, right? Again, like look at athletes and Olympians, and both team athletes and individual athletes, where in sports where there aren't a lot of money. What about ultra marathoners? You know what I mean? Like there's not a lot of trophy money in ultra marathoning, yet these guys are super competitive. Where's that
right.
from? Maybe it's a deep-seated neurochemical imbalance, but whatever it is,
it's got to relate back to my mommy issues, right?
It's all about the mommy issues every time. So here's the thing: some people are chasing the opportunity because they want the money, and some people are chasing the skill because they want the journey and they want the money that results. And the thing is, if you have skills as an entrepreneur, let's just say you decide you're going to chase the skill of direct response email marketing. Okay, that's a skill. Okay, yeah. You could even open it up. You could say copywriting.
Yeah.
You can open it up. You could say list building. You can open it up. You could say you're going to get good at driving specific forms of traffic. I'm going to become a organic YouTube traffic expert. I'm going to become a Facebook ads expert. I'm going to master TikTok, God damn it. I'm going to be the TikTok super ninja of all time. That's a skill I'm going to develop. I'm going to read everybody's book on it. I'm going to take everybody's course on it. And I'm going to spend 8 hours a day TikToking my ass off. Well, you're going to develop some skills with TikTok if you chase the skill that you can then apply in order to make money with your business. But if you're just chasing opportunities, you're going to be stuck in shiny object syndrome forever because there's no skill that you've dedicated your life to developing.
Yeah.
One thing that I find when I speak with basically baby boomers and older is a lot of baby boomers have already had one, sometimes two careers. And when they're thinking about making money, they're thinking about how much money they need to make in order to replace their income and hopefully their retirement, right? Mm-hmm. But they're not thinking about the skills that they're going to spend the next 20 years of their life working on. Except the successful ones. The successful ones.
Yeah, that's a great observation, Tillman.
Really focus on what am I going to get great at? What's my next skill set that I'm going to develop, regardless of age, regardless of experience? What are you going to get good at? And when you focus, again, that's like process goals, right? Versus what? Outcome goals?
Yeah.
Right? And both are important. Both are super useful for different people in different times and sometimes together at the same time.
Yeah, and I mean, I often find, at least for myself, I don't know if everybody finds it this way, but I find that if I start with, if I'm in bright, shiny object syndrome phase and I'm distracted and I'm all over the map and I'm unclear, that if I break it down into process-oriented goal first, before even worrying about the outcome, that I can reward myself for staying on task for the process. And then once I start the momentum going, the ball going in the right direction, then shifting into an outcome related goal after that. But that's after I've already got the beachhead of momentum built up.
That's right. That's right. So the cool thing about focusing on developing your skills is, and ideally one at a time, because you probably have a life. Okay. Like,
well, so I don't, but that's okay.
Well, no, but seriously, if you have a partner, if you have children, or if you're taking care of your parents, most people are in a situation where they're not just single and just in charge of themselves.
Right.
Okay? If you are, holy smokes, take advantage of that opportunity while you've got it, because the world is yours. You have 10 times more time available and than anybody else. In the meantime, for if you're dealing with, you have to deal with yourself, you have to deal with your family, and in some capacity, you're responsible for some other people. Like, you have a lot less time, and you're going to really need to develop one skill at a time. And what you'll find is that you might end up being the business owner, and you might end up working for someone else now or at some point in the future. Or you might end up teaming up with someone else to start a new business where you have a certain skill set and they have a certain skill set. You put them together and boom, you got yourself a peanut butter jelly sandwich. All right.
Yeah, and I mean, and this is purely my opinion and point of view, but the world according to Josh, right, is that, you know, no matter which of those three routes that you end up going down, if you want to have success over it and you're chasing the skills and you're working to a mastery point or a competency point of skill mastery or unconscious competency of skill mastery, then you have to have an element, no matter which of the three that you do, of entrepreneurship. So like even if you're working for somebody else in a job type environment where you take ownership of a particular idea or, you know, concept or department or whatever, and you improve it and you tweak it and you adapt that skill set to it. That's right.
That's right. So there are some so here's the thing though. You don't have to get good at everything. But you do need to find out who is around that's good at the things you're not good at that you need to make your business or your project thrive. And so, for example, am I the best at writing sales letters in the world? I'm not. I'm not the best, but I know a crap load of people that are better than me that I can team up with or I can just hire. And if I really need to write a sales letter myself, not only could I, but I could buy a system, a process, or a course from someone else, use that as a template, take the skills that I have and make a sales letter in a pinch, no problem, right?
Yep.
But I don't just freestyle on sales letters. I follow templates. And so when it comes to traffic, right, traffic is something every internet business needs. And it's an area where I feel I'm weak overall, personally. I'm really good with creative copy. I'm really good with headlines. I'm a good presenter. I can sell from stage. I can sell on webinars. Like, I can create content. I can do lots of live streaming. I've got lots of things under my belt where I'm great.
May I offer you some feedback on that, Tillman?
Sure.
I would request that you reframe that you're not good at traffic to a degree, because there are certain types of traffic that you are freaking awesome at and that are still traffic. And, like speaking from stage is a form of traffic and you're really good at that. Partnering with the right people is a form of traffic, depending on how you're leveraging it. And you're really good at that too. And connecting other people to other people where it may or may not have any benefit to you, you're really brilliant at. And that always comes back in the way of traffic. Where you might want to improve, if you so choose, or find complement areas, is in paid media, in a controllable traffic stream. But I mean, like your organic stuff with your live streaming in 99 days, I mean, that's brilliant, and that's a form of traffic generation.
It is, and so I'm thinking about the areas where I'm not good, right? Or areas that I want to develop in the future.
Yeah.
Right? And so one thing that I'm intending to develop on the traffic side in the future is because I've done this in the past, is I'm going to really do some interesting things with fictional marketing and co-registration, right? Because I just find that, I've crushed it with using a variant of co-registration in the past in order to create just streams and streams and streams of subscribers. And
Sure.
so as you are thinking about yourself and in a specific area of business or marketing that you not only want to get good at, but you really need to get good at in order to take your business to the next level, what might that area be? I encourage you to think about that question. Joshua, who are some of the entrepreneurs that you admire most, whether they're internet entrepreneurs or not? Who are some of your like iconic entrepreneurs that you're like, wow, they've got some magic?
Well, the first person that comes to mind is Gary Halbert. That's really the person that blew my mind wide open with possibilities at the time that, like when we talk about when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Well, I got turned on to his style of work and copywriting, knowing that it was him. I saw an ad in the New York Times in Boston. I picked up a complimentary free offer of the New York Times on campus at Northeastern, and in it there was this article. I thought, an article saying, young millionaire swears under oath that he can show any New York City area resident how to make money, how to get rich in real estate in 1 year or less. And I read the whole article and I was like, damn it.
Oh, you just froze right after you said, I read the whole article and I was like, damn it. And then you completely froze up and you're still frozen.
I don't know if is my audio still on?
I can hear you now.
All right. It's this damn camera. I thought I had it fixed, but
Alas and alack.
Yeah. All right. Give me just 1 second. I hopefully still have the audio and,
you still got your audio.
Okay, cool.
Bum, 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 bum. This is really exciting.
Yeah. Tell me about it. It's like watching paint dry.
That's right. That's right.
But anyway, why don't you go full screen and I can just be there on audio until I get my camera back, and unless you can't keep me in there on audio.
Yeah, that works great.
All right,
so
cool.
Do you want me to talk right now or do you want to talk? Where are we at?
I was just going to finish that out, but it turned out like, so I answered that ad and went to the workshop. Didn't know that it was an ad, by the way. I thought it was an article. I was just blown away by, what I had seen there. It was like, holy crap, this is, like this is amazing. And turns out I went to work for the company that I went to see the seminar for. And because I couldn't afford to buy their really high priced items, they had this computer system and a boot camp training system, and the two of them together were like $15,000 to invest in, and I didn't have the money. I was a college student, and so I said, "Well, how can I get this for free?" And I sold myself on becoming an employee and going there. And when I did, I discovered that what that ad was based on was Gary Halbert, and that's how I got introduced to Gary Halbert.
So there are two really cool things that happened there. One of them is the introduction to Gary Halbert, who, by the way, guys, if you don't know, rest in peace, Gary Halbert, one of the greatest copywriters to ever live, right?
Not only copywriters, but true entrepreneur. Because what he would do in the way that he thought about it, he wasn't just a contract copywriter. He would think about how to design the product, write the sales letter, and then build the product that would fulfill on what he wrote in the sales letter. So it's really a unique skill set.
But here's the second thing that I'm hearing is that, and this is just good advice to take to the bank for yourself, for your family, for your children, for your grandchildren, whatever, is when it comes to jobs, often the ones that you really need aren't going to be in the paper. And when you are looking at a job as a way of building a skill set for your future, again, to bring the conversation back to opportunities versus skills, Well, there's an opportunity to take a job if somebody's placing the ad in the paper. But if you know the skill set that you want to develop and you go to the companies that you can get the job in order to develop the skill set, that's proactively going after it. And there are more jobs that are available that aren't in the paper than the ones that are in the paper or online. Obviously, I'm dating myself a little bit, the paper. And when I think about job ads, I think about classifieds in a print paper is how I think about, as the last time I applied for
right.
a job, and it's really great to directly go, if you're going to go after a job, whether it's a percentage-based job, salary job, even an hourly job, no matter what it is, no matter how much money you need to earn to survive, consider going after jobs to develop the skills that you want instead of just going after jobs to pay the bills. It'll change your life completely, right? Super good. Super good. The learn by doing piece and kind of learning as you go is really critical. And so, we've been talking about traffic, we've been talking about developing skills. And so, if you'd like to develop the skill of being able to drive traffic through video, then we created a really cool group for you called 99 Days. So if you're watching this video and you want to get better at driving traffic, building your list, and building your business through video, you can join the 99-day challenge on Facebook. Type 99 days into the comments and shoot me a private message, and I'll send you an invitation to our private group. And if you're ready to develop the skill of email marketing, if you want to get good at email marketing and you're not already a member, we have a great email marketing Facebook group called The Art of Email Marketing. And so if you want an invitation to the art of email marketing, type email me into the comments below, email me and send me a private message, and I will get you an invitation into that group as well. Joshua, I know that we have a training in 3 minutes. Anything else you want to say to wrap?
Only that I got my camera back just in time to say goodbye.
Oh, hold on. Let me take me off the spotlight. Ta-da!
So thanks for putting up with the technical difficulties, guys.
Rock and roll. All right. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon. See you tomorrow.
Tom. See you in a few